All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakah Kodash. I want to give double honors to my apostles and elders, great millstone, who teach very well. Want this truth from and salutation out there to the hopeful elect who continue to push this word in our truth, faith, and sincerity. And also, shalom to all the men, women, and children who sincerely believe upon the words of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua. And today, just the inspiration in this video come from a quote of one of the elite bankers, man. You know, and this elite banker, he had an agenda. The guy name was Vladimir. You know, I ain't gonna even try to pronounce the last name, but the guy name is Vladimir Lenin. And for lack of better words, one of his famous quotes was, "Give me just one generation of youth, and I'll transform the whole world." And this generation of youth is what this guy have right now. Because it's a thing that people always say, children are our future, you know? So if you bring the children into wickedness, then the future is going to be wicked. It's not no coincidence, for the lack of better words, the LGXYZ is pushing towards kids. Even during schools, you don't know what your teacher is getting taught. They're not getting taught the same this that we learn. You know, in slavery. Now it wasn't slavery, it was just indentured servant. They was over here just to make it away and have a better life. No, man. And that's what this guy Esau do with his different philosophies, and that's what he do with his knowledge, man. He confuse people and bring people further and further into that ditch, man. Because again, a lot of these Americans, especially these young Americans, are drunk off that Babylon juice because that's how they was brought up. They was brought up in Christianity. They was brought up to accept everyone. You know, they was basically brought up to be simple and get put to death, man. Matter of fact, let's start off with here in Proverbs 22, and I'm going to start at verse 6. It says, "Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it." Right there, it says, train up a child in the way that he shall go. And that's even in the scriptures. Teach somebody, you teach a young child the scriptures, he love it, he get addicted to it, he's gonna grow up to be that same mind. Even with boxing, you know, your child see you boxing in the ring, and all of a sudden he gonna want to get in the ring with you. But it's also that's talking about wickedness, man. Because real quick, let's go into that word train. Because in order for you to train somebody, you have to introduce it to them, show them the right way to do it, show them what it's all about. And that's what they doing, by the way, at these different schools, man. You know, again, you go to school for 8 hours. And I know some days, I don't think they even go to school 5 days a week. No, man, I think they go to school like 3 or 4 days a week. They get out early. But for those 6 or 7 hours, they getting taught nothing but wickedness and freakism, man. And what happened? Just let kids be kids. You know, let boys be boys. Let girls get girls. They don't want to be like that, man. These devils, they actually want to control the narrative. And the part of them controlling the narrative is controlling what your kids are getting taught. Let's go right here to Strong's H2596. It says to train, dedicate, because you have to dedicate your time. Right here, it says inaugurate. Now let's go into the word inaugurate. Inaugurate, being or introduce a system, policy, or period. And what these guys are introducing into these people, wickedness, man. Even the thoughts of freakism, how to be a freak. It's a such thing now as a minor attractive persons, man. Which that's totally against the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. Look at this picture right here, man. And look, demonic witch. Let me say that thumbnail. Look, demonic witch, man, with a crystal ball. Because that's all they doing right there is basically putting your kids under a spell. Introducing your kids into this. Introduce your kids into that. One thing, they don't even teach stranger danger in school no more, man. They don't teach stranger danger. They don't teach everything is going to be, everything, when you see a grown up, you don't know him, run away. If a guy in a white van, if he tell you to come in the van, run away, they don't even teach those things in the schools no more. Why? Because they are pushing and downloading these kids' brain for failure. or download in these kids' brains sickness, man. It says initiate, begin, start, institute. Let's go into the word institute, man. To institute, it says a society organized having a particular object or common factor, especially a scientific, educational, or social one. And those three things is how Esau pushed forth his philosophy, man. Because his common factor is scientific. That's why atheism is a big thing. Atheism is a big thing amongst the youth because science can't explain it. Even during the Crown 19, the biggest hoorah behind that was the science. But let's continue on. The last two are the most important, educational or social. And that's what these devils do. They push forth educational way of life. And the educational way of life is not building you up so you can be fit in the eyes of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. No, it's building you up so you can be fit towards the world. Because a lot of these people, again, who've been to school for 4 years, you know, those are the most bugged out niggas you can ever meet. Because they have been indoctrinated by the ways of Esau. It says, or educational or social one. Let's see if it's a little bit more here. Yep, appoint someone to a position, you know. But that's pretty much it on them. But really, I want to get on this article because at the end of the day, these people, they don't teach stranger danger. You know, don't trust certain adults. They teach you to, accept everybody. Mankind be mankind. If you want to be a girl, you can be a girl. If you want to be a boy, you can be a boy. Be whatever you want. But as long as you just accept this society and we can just come together, no, man. Because ultimately, this wickedness and this not having any order or no balance is going to get worse and worse as time goes on, man. Again, that's why the guy said, give me the control of one generation. Then he will have control of the world, roughly paraphrasing. Because there one generation is going to teach his kids, then he's going to teach his kids, and he's going to teach his kids, man. So just imagine Ymir Youngboy being a grandfather if he make it that far. But his son being a great-grandfather. Imagine what doctrine is going to be in those little niggas' mind. Let's read this article. This is an article from argo.org. It says the trend of conforming youth. Real quick. Let's go ahead and get this in Romans 12 in verse 2. Because just the title right there should point it out, man. Because they're not conforming you into righteousness. No, they're conforming you into a certain way of life. A certain way of life to just accept everything, ask no questions, and whatever the government say is going to be good for you, man. And we believed that during the Tuskegee experiment, and look what we ended up at then. Let's read this, Romans 12 and 2. And be not conformed unto this world. Real quick, let's go into the word conform, because that's the main point of the article, the trend of the conforming youth. And that's how these devils do. They push forth trends to actually get the whole people, because even trends affect older generations. That's why niggas 57 years old wearing baggy jeans, getting hair dye in their hair, because they're trying to keep up with this younger generation, man. Let's get this word conform, schizomate, not mistaken. Strong's G 4964, right here.
Strong's G 4964. Schematizo.
Schematizo. It says to conform oneself, i.e., one's mind or character. And right there, man. These devils, they're conforming these kids' minds and characters to another's parent. To a parent of what? To the parent of Esau, man. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It says the leader of the people is the judge is wicked. It means as the leader of the people, as the leader of the city is, so are the people. Salakia. And if a wicked king is going to trickle down to the rest of the people. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get there in Sirach, the 10th chapter. This is the book of Sirach 10, and I'm going to jump down because that's who Esau wants you to pattern yourself after. He don't want you to pattern yourself after King Solomon. He don't want you to pattern yourself after King David. You know, Jephthah, Zechariah, Obadiah. He don't want you to be like Obadiah, man. He wants you to be like Esau. He wants you to be like Cain, Jesse James, you know, JFK, Richard Nixon. That's who Esau wants you to be like, man. Because even once you go into the stories of the latter people I named, you'll realize those were sick individuals, but those individuals had power in this society. Let's read this real quick in Sirach 10 in verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So a part of you conforming yourself after this society is you conforming yourself after Esau. You're actually conforming yourself after somebody that the Most High hate. So the patterns of Lil Uzi Vert is hatred towards the Most High. The patterns of NBA Youngboy, Lil Boosie, all these niggas is hatred before the Most High, man, because your actions show that you want to stay here in America. And your actions show that you love America more than you love Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. And that's why it tells us in Romans 12:2 to be not conformed. Let's read it. It says Romans 12:2, and be not conformed unto this world. So don't pattern yourself after this American lifestyle, man. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. And what does that mean? Through the scriptures, man. It says our pure minds were stirred up by the way of remembrance. These precepts, these scriptures, these stories was actually what brought us back into the Lord. Because we once had that mindly, you know, we was once following the trends until the Lord brought us out of that wicked mindset, man. You know? That's why the Lord said, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. For it is polluted, and it shall destroy you for the sword of destruction. The reason why this place is polluted, because it pollutes your mind first. Even though we know the air quality is shit, the food is shit, the water is shit. The first thing that this devil pollute is your mind. And that's why the Lord give us these scriptures to protect our mind. You know, because wherever the head go, the ass gonna follow. It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is good, acceptable, and perfect will of the Most High. And these trends is not acceptable and perfect in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, man. Let's go ahead and read this article from the Argo again. It says, the trend of conforming youth. With the rise of influencer culture across all social media platforms, teenagers are beginning to look and act more like each other in every passing generation. Now, right there, social media is actually played towards the youth. Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter. You know, they say, yeah, Facebook, that's for old heads, you know. But all these other social media platforms is actually for the youth, man. You know? So Esau know what he doing by, you know, making Twitter, making Instagram, making TikTok, doing the algorithm which videos go viral, doing the algorithm which videos be put in the shed. Continuing on, every day social media and influencers bombard teens with information about how they are supposed to dress or act and what music, foods, or brand to like. Yes, because again, it's called brand placement, man. You look, it's like you look at a movie. All of a sudden, the guy grab a Mountain Dew. You see Denzel grab a Mountain Dew, and you see Denzel drinking Jack Daniels. That's to put people in the other people's mind. Yeah, Denzel drink Jack Daniels. I actually drink it too. And even thing with these social influencers. You know, you go to YouTube. A lot of these people are sponsored. You know, on YouTube. YouTube. I'm gonna say it like that. You can't say certain things. You can't speak against certain things. You can't even speak against certain attires. Like the attire of a man wearing a skirt. Things like that, it get you banned. It'll get you canceled. It says ultimately evolving one's lifestyles to adhere to those trend molds teenagers into the same people with the same interest in opinion, leading Generation Z to the lack of individuality as a whole, because these people are not individuals. They don't have the same mindset. It's like they have the same mindset. They don't have a unique, mindset. All the music sound the same. All the women dress alike. All the niggas dress alike. You don't see nothing unique about this generation, because ultimately Esau is breaking up this generation to start the NWO. Because that's a part of the NWO, having everybody dress alike, having everybody like the same things, so it can just go smoothly. Let's continue on. Teenagers are especially susceptible to influence culture in rapid trend cycles. And rapid trend cycles is every 2 or 3 weeks. It's something new, a new shirt, a new pair of shoes, a new dance, a new song. It says as they are the most receptive to peer influence and pressure. Yeah, peer pressure. They care about what other niggas think. The reason why you care about what other niggas think, because you care about what Esau think about you. It says this anxiety and need to belong fuels the never-ending cycle of trends seen on popular social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, and Pinterest. Because they one of the 3 top dogs, but these societies push out what's cool. Let's say if you see a TikTok video. Man, you didn't see that TikTok video. Man, you gotta watch it. You late. It was only 2 or 3 days old. You late. You didn't see that? Continuing on. Over the past year, trends have spanned from students stealing school items to collectively canceling public figures such as Billie Eilish and Charlie D'Amelio, because even these celebrities have to deal with it. Even these celebrities can get canceled if they don't follow the wicked trend. Neo just went through it. Just hilarious, that comedian, she just went through it, speaking against the LGBTQ. Because a lot of these people that be on comment boards be, overweight teens, man, with low testosterone and high estrogen, or high testosterone and low estrogen, man. But it's in the wrong body. It says they seemingly observe trends go full circle, appearing on several platforms. Because again, you can see the same video on TikTok, you can see the same video on Instagram, you can see the same video on Twitter. So you keep seeing the same thing. Is ultimately going to wrap your mind to thinking like that. I forgot the scientific term, but if you keep on flashing the same thing in somebody's face, that's something they're going to ultimately accept. Continuing on, it says, until they have captured the attention of every teenager. So why do teens follow absurd trends without thinking critically? Because the power of this world, let's get that. Because ultimately Esau is the one that tricked these niggas, man. Esau was the one that pushed forth, this wickedness, man. He's the ultimate one that pushed forth LGXYZ. He's the one that pushed forth to speak against the Most High, man. Because it's even a point when this guy is trying to put Buddhism on the spot. He's trying to have Buddhism, Islam. He's trying to have them have their time of day instead of giving power into Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Even AI. It's going to be a point when people are starting worshiping AI as a god. They already worship a damn child, Beyonce. They even worship Esau as a god, man. Let's read this real quick in 2 Corinthians 4 and verse 3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Now that word gospel goes into good news. And the good news is here to 2/3 of our people and the rest of the world that follow after these trends, man. Because you're lost. Ultimately, you will set aside to be put to death. Continuing on, though, the point. In whom the power of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not. So the reason why these trends get followed so absurd, they just jumping out without even considering, the latter end of it. They just jumped in now because they want to be cool with the society. They want to follow on with the trend. They want to be popular. Continuing on, though, it says, in whom the power of this world have blinded the minds of them which believe not, least the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine upon them. Because, hey, the truth is out there, too. Because information that's out there. One of my guy, Vladimir, one of the things about his quotes, he said, truth is the most valuable things out there. That's why you should keep it secret. Lord willing, that's going to be my next video, man. You know? Because at the end of the day, this devil, he hide the truth and push forth folly in order to lead the people astray. Let's go ahead and get that in the book of Ecclesiastes 10. If I'm not mistaken, folly, you know. Because again, a TikTok dance, a hip dance, TikTok songs, free, even freestyles. Nigga do a freestyle off this beat. That can be a trend. Not nigga. He spent 2 hours trying to get the right bar to go with a Cardi B song. This is the book of Ecclesiastes 10:6. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. Yes, folly is set in great dignity. That's why wicked trends always go viral. A bitch shaking her ass to get more views, and then somebody breaking down the scriptures. You ain't even got to break. Somebody reading the Bible, we get 3 views, but a bitch shaking her ass to get 1 million views in a matter of 3 seconds, man. That's why it says folly is set in great dignity. One of the recent most viral videos, a girl twerking on her little son. He couldn't be no older than 1. She got a lot of pushback for it, but the whole culture was celebrating her. That was a trend for a second, twerking on your little son. Let's go ahead and go back to this article, though. It says, Boston Land School history teacher Mr. Andy Zhu reflects teens have been in this somebody that's in school, a school teacher. It says teens have always been impressionable, but with social media, they are constantly being bombarded by current trends in influencer culture. The culture of them in Tide, these different Tide pies, man. Dish detergent. Something that'll fucking kill you just because they see it so much. They know it's wrong. They know it's stupid, but you're going to do it just so you can go viral. It says it's hard to really turn away because each team in their social circles are all connected by social media. Let's go ahead and, because, he going in on it. But at the same time, it's something that we already know, that these devils are actually coming after the youth just so they can shape the next generation of wickedness. Let's go right here. It says trends and influencers culture are especially appealing to the younger generation, as they are being taught from a young age that they must conform to pop culture in order to be liked. Let's go back into this Proverbs 22, because it's starting to make more sense now. This devil, he pushed forth away until the younger generation, so when they get older, they'll be easily acceptable unto the wickedness. Proverbs 22 and verse 6, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he would not depart from it. So if you train him up in wickedness, once he grow old, 14 and 15 years old, he's not going to depart from it. If he start taking hormone pills at 8 years old, once he turned 14 and 15 years old, he's not going to depart from it. He's going to want the full surgery by then. So let's read this one more time. It says trends and influencers are especially appealing to the younger generation. Because they don't push forth old heads. Sometimes they might bring out a nigga like Juvenile every now and then. But also they're going to NBA young boy, Lil Baby, the baby, the younger people, Cardi B, so they can catch your attention and push you towards a certain way. It says, as they are being taught from a young age that they must conform to pop culture in order to be like. Rican continues, I think it is healthy to follow influencer culture as long as you understand that the internet is not always an accurate representation of people's lives, and you shouldn't do something simply because a lot of people or it is not right for you. And that's what this devil teach. He wants you to do it because everybody else do it. But everybody else is going to lead into what? Let's get this. You know? Because again, this devil, he pushed forth with go with the crowd. Go what's cool. Because he even said, yeah, it's not people. You got to realize behind closed doors, they not like that. Because there's a such thing called industry plants. You know, that's what that girl, what's my girl name? Ice Spice. Look, I think she like a Manassite. Little Manassite. She from the northern tribe. I'm going to say Manasseh. That little thing, she popped up out of nowhere. She had Kanye daughter with her. All of a sudden, she's the biggest thing popping. And the song that made her famous was about a nigga in her box and not even wanting to pop out of it. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get this real quick because they said they want more. They don't follow it because more people go that way. This is the book of Matthew 7 in verse 13. Enter ye in at the straight gate. That word straight goes back into a level of difficulty. And that's what this truth is, man. This truth comes with a level of discipline. Because while these children are being trained up in wickedness, we are the children that's being trained up in righteousness. You know? It says, enter ye in at the straight gate, for wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction. These different trends. Because why it's a training topic? Because everybody is following it. It says, in many there be which go in thereat. So it's going to be more people that get likes for booty shaking videos than people that's reading the Bible. You know, it says, because straight is the gate and narrow is the way which leadeth into life, and few there be that find it. So guess what? Let the rest of these 2/3 follow after this world, follow after this society, because ultimately they're going to get destroyed, man. You have to save your own soul. The Lord said, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. If these niggas want to follow the TikTok trends, let them do it. Nigga can't get it, just forget about him, man. He gonna be back in the kingdom. Let's keep on trucking. Let's get this in 2 Corinthians 2 and verse 11. Least saints should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Yes. Because a part of his devices is to comfort your kids. That's why you have to be careful of what your kids watch. A lot of these children TV shows is pushing forth the XYZ agenda. It's a show called Craig in the Creek, if I'm not mistaken. There's a character on there that have 2 daddies. How the hell that happened, man? Let's get this, because ultimately the Lord, he's going to keep us from Esau and his wicked philosophy, his wicked ways, man. Because that's what he wants you to do. What he wants you to do is follow, after him. Because you can say, yes, I'll do it. But you can, turn around and do what you want. What Esau really wants is your mind, bro. He wants you to think how he think. He wants you to jab you up, and he wants you to be the ultimate slave. Let's go out here to Psalms 140, and I'm going to start at verse 4. Psalms 140 and verse 4. It says, keep me, O Lord, from the hands of the wicked. Preserve me from the violent man who have purposed to overthrow my goings. And the part of Esau trying to overthrow us is pushing for these different doctrines. The doctrine that everybody can be saved. The doctrine of Edomites can come into the kingdom. The doctrine of trans is the way to go. Because trust me, man. One of the next major trends that's going to go viral is the sea hip. They already shown it a little bit by Chip Girl, but imagine when guys like Jay-Z got it. Imagine what your 13-year-old gonna say then. He ain't gonna want the new J's, he gonna want the new Chip. Continuing on though. It says, the proud have hid a snare for me, because the way that Esau is gonna get the adults is through their kids. Whether it be your 2-year-old crying because they ain't got nothing to eat, or your 4-year-old coming home from school because he signed the paper himself, and he got to see him, and they gave him $2,000 on top of that. They gave a 5-year-old $2,000, and they gave him a see him. And they said, yeah, you bring your mama, we'll get both of y'all 15. That's a part of these snares. Believe it or not, Esau is finna get ready to push forth this NWO. And that NWO is going to be, pushed forth by trends. It says they have spread a net by the wayside. They have set gins for me, Salah. Yes, because they're going to take away the food. They're going to take away internet services. You're not going to be able to upload a video, or you're not going to be able to go inside your page unless you're going, you got your social credit score must be this in order to do this. That's what's finna get ready to come. But let's go to verse 6. It says, I say unto the Lord, thou art my power. Allah now. Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua is our Allah now, man. That's our power, man. Our power is not Esau. It says, hear the voice of my supplication. O power of the Lord, the strength of my salvation, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Because the power of the Lord covering your head is, keep you from physical things. Again, the famine, all hell breaking loose, but also keep you from these different doctrines that this guy have out here, man. It says, thou hast covered my head in the day of battle. Grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked. Further not his wicked device that see him, and even getting the kids. Not too long ago, I think that was like a month or so ago, guy had the chant, we're coming for your kids. That's not just for GP. No, that's a serious thing, man. Because they know the kids is the future. And they know that's the next generation. If they bring up the next generation in wickedness, then the generation after that, because it's Generation Z, and they call the next generation Generation Alpha, going with the Greek levels, but they're going to try to make their Alpha generation wickedness. Continuing on, it says, grant not, O Lord, the desires of the wicked, further not his wicked device, lest they exalt themselves. Let's go ahead and go right here to Psalm 64. That's why the Lord is going to take you down, man. This is the book of Psalms 64, and then I'll start at verse 1. Hear my voice, O power, and my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Yes, because Esau is going to come down having great wrath. And if you're not conforming him to his society, yes, he's going to X you out. He's going to counsel you, kill you on the internet. They're going to hate speeches on your comment board. And yeah, we love, we kind of welcome that. But for lack of better words, they're going to make you lose your job. You call on your job, this guy, he's this, he's that. All of a sudden, you can't go into Piggly Wiggly no more. You can't go into Walmart. Can't even go into Publix. They won't even let you in the Marinos no more. Because you was demonized on the internet. It says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. Yes, because a part of the secret counsels of Esau Edom is to push forth a new way of life or a new way of thinking. And that new way of thinking have nothing to do with Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. No, it has all way to do with your own understanding. Let me be me. If I want to be a man today and I want to be a girl tomorrow, let me be non-binary. Let's continue on. Who wet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows and shoot their arrows, even bitter words. Because it even allows on the books that separate, they separate the LGBTQ, and they preserve them, they protect them, man. Because let's say if you get on the internet, you say, yeah, it's wrong with blase did Hillary Clinton. You say all that, all of a sudden you look up 2 days later, your page gonna be gone, I wouldn't be surprised if they try to make you be gone. Continuing on, it says that they may shoot in secret at the perfect, suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. And that's the spirit. It's not a coincidence that a lot of these viral social influencers are Jake, man. It says they encourage themselves in the evil matter. That's the point. They encourage themselves in the evil matter. They commune of lying snares privily, because you think it's just a trending topic. You think it's just a new dance. No, but it's a bigger picture behind it. And that bigger picture is when the C-Hip come out, your child is going to be the first one that want to get it. He's going to drag you down, though. It says they say who shall see them. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. The algorithm, When you look into the algorithm that Esau set up, it's a diligent search to see what you like, man. It says they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. And again, Esau, he know what he want to do, man. He know he want to get the kids. He know he want to get the youth so he can bring them up in the way of wickedness. And again, after that, imagine that generation. The generation after that is only going to get worse and worse, man. That's why the Lord said, no flesh shall be saved if Esau don't be taken out. Because keep Esau still in power, man. It's going to get to a point when everybody is just going to die. And that's why the guy Vladimir, you know, for lack of better words, they don't deal with the older people, man. People with the old souls and over, I think over 25 to 30, 35 to 40. They don't deal with those people. Even though those people try to go into the trending topic, this nigga's 55 years old still trying to go viral. But no, they're dealing with the youth. Really, like from like 5 to like 12 years old. Teenagers are going to be teenagers, but like 5 to 12 years old. That's when Esau wants you, because that's when your mind is really the most impressionable. And it's not no coincidence that they just throw tablets in kids' faces. Now, when you turn your back, you don't know what's playing on that tablet, man. So, yeah, I can just a quick little video. I pray it was edifying when I say, Call Halayim La, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, Shalom, DTA, and the Bible Soon.